Successive government failure and urban mismanagement turned Bengaluru into an unlivable place, where state is facing severe water crisis in history. One of the richest state in India, called Silicon Valley, brings dollar to the country, called City of Thousand Lakes, turned into the city of thousand borewell, where you cannot find potable drinking water. In the city, a state is doing unnecessary welfare scheme and not prioritizing the real problem. It is like killing the golden egg from inside. The favorite place of Indian startup ecosystem, Bengaluru is boon with moderate chill climate, but government giving companies hard Yorker ball, so big corporations started diversifying into other state. Look at recent Kindness semiconductor plant, their new facility in Telangana, not in Karnataka. The government is fighting within itself. Furthermore, Bengaluru is facing severe drinking water shortage this summer before peak summer has even arrived. This is because the city received deficient rainfall during the 2023 southwest monsoon season. Let's look at some key point about Bengaluru water crisis. The Bengaluru Water Supply Board has found 257 areas in the city where getting drinking water is a big problem. Out of the 11,000 borewells managed by the water board, more than 3,000 have completely dried up. The city has told officials to dig new borewells in 58 areas where there is a serious shortage of drinking water. As for current situation, a 5,000 liter water tanker that earlier cost was rupees 500 in the city now available for rupees 2,000. The cost of this tanker has more than 4x to 5x compared to last year, and I think it might go up even more if this problem continues. Area like Whitefield and HRBR, which house the IT corridor, are among the worst affected, with some household paying over 4,000 per month just for water tanker. If you plan to move in a society, especially in Karnataka, where the water is supplied via water tankers, it's a huge red flag. One day bureaucracy will log your pipes and your tap will run dry with you in the bathroom with soap in your eyes. After the crisis, government takes control over private water tanker. As usual, you know what government will do in this situation. This is the fascinating tale of Indian politics, where private tanker giving drinking water and government giving free bus ticket. It's like double crossing to their own citizen. In India, problem means if you are facing in real time. Even if Modi government stays for another 10 years, it won't fix the everyday problems caused by local authorities like the municipalities, courts and hospital. These places are still full of corruption and are a nightmare to deal with. It's easier for the government to build a long expressway, but it's much harder for them to fix a pothole or a dangerous turn near your home. And you know who benefited the most? Water bottle companies, I think. High societies of Bengaluru these days eating in disposable to avoid water scarcity, and industries are feeling the pain too, and government is digging borewell to avoid water shortage. But let's look at the main reason behind the crisis, the real reason, the geographical misprinting of city. Here is a compilation of map which can help you in understanding the Bengaluru water situation a bit better. Bengaluru is unofficially a hill station which is located nearly a kilometer above sea level. It's really high if you compare to other states. Imagine Bangalore as a city sitting right on the crest of a hill. Now the city is kind of special because it's like the dividing line between two areas where water flows. On one side there is the Cauvery River area, and on the other side there is the Ponier River area. So when it rains in Bengaluru, the water doesn't really come from other place and flow into the city. Instead, it falls on the city and then flow outward like water rolling off the side of the hill. It's fall on the city and then flow outward like water rolling off the sides of a hill. So Bengaluru is sort of like a water divider. Depending on where you are in the city, the rainwater will eventually find its way into either the Cauvery River और द पोनियर रिवर। अगर हिंदी में कहे तो स्पेशली बेंगलुरु सिटी पहाड़ी के चोटी पर बसा हुआ है, सी लेवल से बहुत ही हाई है, और जब बारिश होता भी है तो पानी दो नदियों कावेरी और पोनियर रिवर के बीच में डिवाइड हो जाता है और सारा पानी सिटी से बाहर चला जाता है। बेंगलोर को रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग कंपलसरी होना चाहिए, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम हुए बिना कोई कुछ नहीं करता। एक तो पानी है नहीं वहाँ, ऊपर से जो बारिश का पानी है वो सिटी में रहता भी नहीं है, बेंगलोर से बाहर डाउनवर्ड एरियाज में चला जाता है। बेंगलुरु गेट्स इट्स वाटर सप्लाई फ्रॉम द कावेरी रिवर विच इज अबाउट 100 kilometers away from the city. Because Bengaluru is at a higher elevation than the river, water has to be pumped up to the height of 1000 feet to reach the city. This pumping system helps bring water all the way from the river to the tap in people's homes in Bengaluru. It's really tough to get this done. The Cauvery River, which supplies water to Bengaluru, is facing a big problem. Many dams, canals, and other structures have been built along the river in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu to divert and store water. This has led to the over-exploitation of the river, meaning that more water is being taken out than what is naturally replenished. This is serious issue because it's affect not just Bengaluru but also the people and agriculture that depend on the river in both states. It's like dividing the river water into different things, and this is the first time in the history Cauvery River has even dried up this year. Most of the water in Cauvery watershed is used for agricultural process. Basically, the expenditure is pretty high and the income, however, oscillates, which means except few years of excessive rainfall flooding in upstream, most of the years the region faces water shortage. Even though Bengaluru gets its water from the Cauvery River, it cannot ask for a lot of water from the river. This is because only a part of the city is in the Cauvery watershed, which is like the area that contribute water to the river. So even though the whole city depend on the Cauvery River for water, it also relies on the other sources like groundwater and water tanker. This makes it challenging to meet the water needs for everyone in the city. If you look at the map, you will see that the significant part of the Borewells Bengaluru Mahanagarpalika BBMP area is like the municipal area of Bengaluru is not in the Cauvery watershed. Most of the major development and growth in Bengaluru is actually happening in areas that are outside of Cauvery watershed. For example, in the southeast, there is Electronic City, which is a major IT hub. In the east, there is Whitefield, another important IT and residential area, and in the north, there is the area around the airport, which is also seeing a lot of development. Even though these areas are not in the Cauvery watershed, they are still part of Bengaluru and contribute to the city growth and economy. Bengaluru rapid and unbalanced growth has created a lot of problem for the city. Firstly, Bengaluru is much bigger than any other city in Karnataka, almost 10 times larger than the next biggest city. This means that a lot of people from other part of Karnataka and from other states are moving to Bengaluru in search of better opportunities. This huge influx of people has put a lot of pressure on Bengaluru resource, infrastructure and environment. The city is struggling to cope with the increasing population and the demand that come with it. The Cauvery River is in trouble because too much water is being taken out, especially for farming. To avoid water shortage, both Karnataka and Tamil Nadu need to save more water, especially when it does not rain much. They should invest in finding better ways to use water. Bengaluru has become too big and crowded. It's important for other cities in Karnataka and in India to grow too. This needs investment to create more jobs and opportunities in these cities. Bengaluru can't depend only on the Cauvery River for water. If it does not rain enough, upstream Bengaluru will have a water crisis. So Bengaluru need to use water wisely by saving it, collecting rainwater and reusing wastewater. Before criticizing Bengaluru on social media, we should understand that many big cities in India are facing similar environmental issues due to poor planning and lack of understanding of the geography. Bengaluru is just reported better. It's important for all of us, not just in Bengaluru, to focus on how we plan our city, how we execute those plans, and how we grow. In India, as we know, we lack very much in urban infrastructure. About 96.7% 87% of Indians live at an elevation lower than or equal to Bengaluru, and 87.5% of Indians live at an elevation lower than or equal to Hyderabad. This means that most of India's population live in areas that are not as high as these cities. Look at the map to see which area of India are at lowest elevation than Bengaluru and Hyderabad. In 2008, 110 villages were added to Bengaluru's municipal corporation, which are roughly the areas outside the outer ring road. A map shows the percentage of households in this area where the main source of drinking water is treated tap water as of 2011. Even though this data is from 2011 census and things may have changed, these areas still rely heavily on Borewells, tanker, etc. for drinking water and other uses. These areas are more at risk of facing water shortage. The map clearly showed that there was a significant difference in water supply between the older part of the city and the newly added area in 2011. If you look at this map, area marked in red has less piped water supply back then. In simple, if I can say, area is expanded but water system is still same. Expert warned that unless the government takes urgent measure for sustainable water management, rainwater harvesting and recycling used water, Bengaluru may face a permanent water crisis in the coming year as it continues to expand rapidly. In other words, what going on with Bengaluru will come to you 5 years to 10 years later. Just remember, government is for vote and power, not for selfless service. Niswart bhav se seva.